Alright, would-be farmer here. This is either part 3 or part 4, and I can't remember. I always do this. I'll sort it out. And this is the south side of our property. This is our mixed oak and hickory forest. This area here, there aren't too many pines. We do have pines in other areas of our property, other forested areas. But I love to come in here. This is where I get the inspiration. If we are to be fair to the planet and on the planet, be fair with our brothers and sisters, whether they be humans or other species, if we are to be fair, then what better place to gather that inspiration than in the forest? We are lucky enough to be able to walk this every day. I've tried to keep the path just as light as possible, least amount of intrusion. I've even had talks with our local arachnoid web design team, but they don't listen a whole lot. We're trying to work it out. We're trying to live together. I don't particularly want webs hanging from my face, and they don't particularly want to have to keep building them. They want to be efficient and productive, and I understand that. So we're trying to work something out with this. This August is Florida statewide Spiderweb Awareness Month, so it does pay to pay attention. I'm using my stick here, not as some indication of mental health issues, but as a precursor to move some of the webs buds out of the way. Okay, we are now at the southwest corner of our property. And this road here, this little road, isn't really a road. It is kind of a grandfathered thing because property covers both sides of it and it's not maintained by the county. So the people who come back here who own property, technically they don't have any legal access to the property, which is interesting. But as new neighbors, our goal is to go with the flow. And I think, frankly, quite a few people don't even know that that's private property. We don't want to have keep out signs or no trespassing or private property. It just seems so negative. But folks have come back there. First month we were here, first couple months or thereabouts, folks dumped 4 kittens back there. They just didn't want them, and they dumped them back there. And I think people were used to dumping stuff back here because people who own this property before us, it was like a weekend treat where they'd come up once or twice a month. So they had a security system and all set up. Oh wow, I don't know if you can hear all the mosquitoes buzzing around, but I recently planted a guava here. That's a pink guava. I think that's going to do well here in this area. Got quite a few citrus that I've transplanted into this area, none of which I purchased. Most of them were growing in the area and will be sour orange. There goes cat 1 and cat 2, or is it cat 2 and cat 3? I think cat 1 is sleeping. That's cat 2 and cat 3. Got fig here. Oh, back to the citrus. And most say, well, those are all going to be sour orange. Well, that's what I thought. That's what we thought. Until we stumbled upon in our forest the most delicious tangerines that were growing on their own. The most delicious sweet tangerines that were growing on their own. So not always the case, especially if it's in a spot where it's fairly clear somebody did not intentionally plant them there. It's a spot that doesn't make any sense for someone to have planted a citrus tree. It may not be sour. It may very well be a seed or some seeds that were thrown while someone was hiking. Because we had about 20 of the most delicious, sweet tangerine fruits growing in the forest. And I took some of those seeds and I planted them in pots in our nursery. And wouldn't you know it, I've got 5 sweet tangerine trees planted on the property. And in about 10 years, maybe even 6 or 7 years from when I planted them, which would have been about 2 years ago, we're going to have some nice fruit. Some more nice fruit besides the one that's in the forest. All right, that's going to be it for this video. Whether it was 3 or 4, I do not know, and I'll start the next one here in a minute.